Please help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business. Not because they wanna do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I wanna share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Now, if I had a voice that reached 100 million people, I'd tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on my church.
Don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Well, hello everyone, I am back again. It's a long night. Listen, really long night. I started recording various things at 5 o'clock and Mountain, and it's now after midnight. So I did my Liberty Boudoir, and then I was on with Fight for Liberty for 2.5 hours. Then I did LP Time Capsule, and now I'm doing this. Trying to catch up. Burning the midnight oil, quite literally. So what are we going to be talking about now? This is going to be less than a half an hour. Okay, YouTube. We love it. We hate it. We have all kinds of feels about it. I do not deny the right, good morning, Julian, of private entities to censor content. That doesn't mean, what's the saying? Just because you have a right to do something doesn't mean it's right to do it. Okay, I think free speech, even bad free speech, is a good in and of itself for its own value. I'm going to get into that another time as to why I'm a free speech radical. But what I do not deny, I do deny the right of these platforms, particularly ones that they're all making money off of us, to apply rules capriciously or just falsely. That is just ridiculous. And as far as I'm concerned, YouTube should have to file with the FEC because they're basically the censoring arm of the Democratic Party. But besides that, so I had a video struck from the Cult of RONR. It's a station that just talks about, a channel that just talks about parliamentary procedure. So I'm going to show you the emails I got from YouTube. I know they have an automated system that looks for certain keywords. So I kind of forgive them for pulling down the video initially. But I appealed the decision because it was false. It was just wrong. They misunderstood. It was a robot, I could tell. And I immediately got a rejection of my appeal with a lie in it. So let me show you the emails I got from YouTube. And the reason for censoring is, even if it was true, is bullshit. But it isn't even true. So let's do this. Okay. Let me see. Is this the first one? Yeah, at 2:58. Hi, Cult of RONR. We wanted to let you know our team. Your team? That kind of implies a person, doesn't it? Our team reviewed your content, and we think it violates our spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. Whatever. Okay, and here's the video. RONR Daily Devotions, December 31st, 2020. Illegal ballots. And it says down here what we're not allowed to do. This is why it got struck. Content that advances false claims that widespread election fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. Now, that is just dictatorial to begin with. So we're not allowed, isn't part of our democratic process being able to question things? But this video didn't do that. I don't do that kind of thing on that station. A channel. Why do I keep saying station? What they did is saw the words illegal ballots and assumed that's what happened. And it was a robot, obviously. But yeah, they lied and said their team reviewed it. Bullshit. Your robot did. Saw the words illegal ballots and in a paranoid fit of censorship took down the video. The video was not about the election. Any of you guys who know anything about parliamentary procedure know immediately what it's about. It's about what do tellers do when they have invalid ballots. It was about tellers. It was about electing board officers and shit like that. It was not at all about the presidential elections, which do not run according to parliamentary procedure. So I appealed. And in less time than the video is long, I immediately got a rejection of my appeal. So let's go to the response. I think it's right here. Yeah. So within minutes, and the video is about 5-6 minutes long, I got this. We have reviewed your appeal. We have reviewed your content carefully. Have you now? Don't lie, Pinocchio. You didn't review shit. A, there wasn't enough time, even if a person had actually read the email and immediately viewed the video, and it certainly wasn't carefully. Perhaps you meant to say, we reviewed the title and had a knee-jerk, piss-poor, pissy fit reaction and assumed what you were talking about. This is a lie worthy of Bill Weld. And that's saying something if you know how I feel about Bill Weld. So yeah, bullshit. You reviewed my content carefully and confirmed. They confirmed that it violates that policy. Isn't that ridiculous? So, my dear viewers, I hope you're feeling naughty because we're going to take a look at the banned video to show, and we'll do some commentary on it, that it does not question the U.S. election. The closest it comes to doing that is 2 jokes in the beginning. You're not allowed to joke now? And they were obviously jokes. And they were long-standing jokes that have nothing to do with this election about how dead people vote for Democrats. Nowhere did we... I've often said, actually, on Cult of RONR, I've been very outspoken, that I do not believe there was widespread election fraud. I looked into the claims. I know some people disagree with me. I don't believe it. So I'm getting accused of something I don't even believe anyway. So let's, you want to see the naughty video? I know you do. I do. And maybe you'll learn something about parliamentary procedure. So let me go here. We're going to just play the whole episode, but you can see how they got triggered by illegal ballots. So hope you like parliamentary procedure. And those of you who didn't know, I have this other channel. You'll get a little taste of what we do. It's myself and Mike Seebeck, and we are just trying to have fun teaching people parliamentary procedure and having a little competition amongst ourselves.
We will be free for when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter. Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order.
Okay, New Year's Eve. The last day of this godforsaken crazy what the hell happened to us here. Oh, they didn't bother wasting extra page here. Okay, nothing but cardboard. Ballots are counted as illegal,
when they're by dead people for Joe Biden.
if a sick bird pukes on them. That's an illegal, yeah, I mean. A, if the name is misspelled. B.
Wait, we start again because I was
Okay.
still going on about the bird. Okay, go on.
Ballots are counted as illegal.
Mm-hmm.
A, if the name is misspelled.
Nope.
B, if cast for a fictional character, like Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
C, if the ballot is blank.
Not
or
C.
D, if a member leaves one or more choices blank on a ballot containing several questions or more than one office to be filled.
No, it's not that. It's B then.
Wait a minute. If a member leaves one or more of the choices blank on a ballot containing several questions on more than one office, yeah, it is B.
Mm-hmm.
Cast for a fictional character. So, folks, you can't vote for Mickey Mouse.
But
Even though it's a Mickey Mouse organization, you can't vote for Mickey Mouse.
But
or
it
Donald Trump.
does count towards the denominator.
Right.
It counts as a ballot cast with a preference,
Right.
even though it was an illegal preference,
Right. So, reference is section 45,
where we were before.
of course. I think we had one about this a couple
Mm-hmm.
of weeks ago, talking about illegal ballots and the denominator and
Yeah.
abstentions and all that shit. Let's see.
45?
Yep. 416, 2 to 4 for your 11th edition, folks.
Mine is 4532.
416, 2 to 4 under unintelligible ballots.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unintelligible ballots or ballots cast for an unidentifiable or ineligible candidate are treated instead as illegal votes. That is, they are counted as votes cast but are not credited to a particular candidate or choice. Similarly, a ballot that contains votes for too many candidates for a given office is counted as one illegal vote cast for that office because it is not possible for tellers to determine which candidates the voter prefers. Okay, that raises an interesting question that I'm going to bring up. We have compound ballots in this state.
What, in Colorado, you mean?
In Colorado.
Okay.
And other states have this too, where you have multiple offices being elected at the same time, all the way from president.
You're talking, okay, yeah, you're not talking about party stuff. You're talking about public office, okay.
General election. Now, we tend not to do this in the party because we don't like to make it too complicated. And to be fair, it works better if we do it for record keeping, transparency, auditing, and all that good stuff. It may take longer in the conventions, but who gives a damn?
It's easier to sort into piles and
It's
blah,
easier.
blah, blah,
It's
blah.
easier to do. It just takes longer. If we had a combined ballot, and part of it was, let's say I'll use the Colorado ballot for example. For president, somebody voted for a legit candidate, say Joe Jorgensen, but they really couldn't stand anybody who. Okay, they voted for our Raymond Dane for U.S. Senate. They voted for whoever the Libertarian candidate was for their congressional district, whichever one it was. But then as they're going down the pile and they see a race where there is not somebody that's our candidate or someone they could possibly stomach to vote for, like for example in my county, the DA ran unopposed.
Okay.
Okay, but there's a write-in line there. They write in Mickey Mouse. Okay, or Perry Mason. Let's use that because it's DA. Okay. Does their entire ballot get tossed out?
No.
Or is it just that one vote doesn't count?
That one vote. they deal with this in here, and we could find it. But when there's multiple questions or offices or whatever on one ballot, each of those elections is counted as a separate ballot.
Okay, that's fair.
That's it says it in here.
I wanted for clarification. What are you doing?
I'm putting my earrings in.
Oh.
I've got okay. Now you can make some really dirty jokes. I've got multiple holes.
Dwight, get out of my nook.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Good one.
I've known a few females in the past who have had multiple holes in their ears for patients.
So yeah.
I've also seen some males out there who do those ridiculous rings inside the lobe where you can start throwing darts.
Yeah, that really grosses me out.
Yeah, I never understood the point of any of that.
That just is...
Then again, having had an earring once, yes, I did. It didn't work for me, so I gave it up, and that was it.
Well, when you, for some reason, the one on the bottom I had done as a baby, so like it never closes up. But the other two that I got, even though they're like 30 years old, they still will close up. So I moved the earring when I wear earrings I rotate them.
Yeah. Well, in my case, I tried one as a women college, colleges.
Did you have two earrings or just one?
Just one. And it
what design was it in?
Huh?
What year was it in?
Left. But it got royally infected.
Yeah, that's easy to happen.
Right. So after I realized that was the problem and took the thing out.
It's so painful when that happens.
It wasn't really painful. It was just puffy. Forgive me for sounding gross, but it was full of pus and blood.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And once I took that out, I popped that out, and everything healed up on its own. And I said, okay, hell it, I'm done.
I had that in one of the additional piercings. I had that happen. I had to just let it heal and then do it again.
Right, but I just let it go. I said, okay, I tried it. It didn't work. That's fine. Move on. But it just wasn't for me. I said, okay, fine.
Yeah, I've got 3 in each ear.
But at the same time, there was a girl in college that I knew who had 12 in each ear, all the way up and around.
The cartilage, when you get that done, it hurts like hell. I won't do it.
And my reaction was similar to the line of Bill Engvall. When did shrapnel become a fashion statement?
I would have done that if it wasn't so painful. But the minute you get into the cartilage, it's painful.
Yeah. Now, Lyd, she had it done when she was younger. She doesn't use them anymore.
Oh, I would do. I love that.
She occasionally gets a buildup of dead tissue in the hole. And literally have to squeeze it out, which is a pain, which is not fun. But it's, to each their own.
I would do it if it didn't hurt.
I'm not going to sit here and criticize people for having earrings, but I will also sit there and say that doesn't look right. Those are nothing.
Oh, I would like it, but
I've also seen people. My mother had a boss once whose earrings were made out of Crayola crayons and colored pencils hanging off of the loop coming down.
Really?
Yes. I've also seen one with, the classic blonde super hoops,
Oh, I love those.
that you can stick your ankles through, yeah.
The last video I did, I had the big hoops on.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right.
Okay, that was straightforward.
That was it. And
thus ends 2020.
And we'll plan for that convention thing for January. And
yes.
All right, so let me end this on here.
Hold it.
Oh.
It is the end of the year. Grab your gavel. Grab your bottom.
Grab my bottom?
That bottom. Grab your sounding board. Or whatever the hell this thing is.
What now? What are we going to do?
2020. Bam! Coronavirus. Bam! Any other insanity we have. Bam! May it end now, and may it get for 2021 be normalcy, sanity, sensibility, and prosperity.
Bam.
Bam. And that's it.
Yay! Okay. So, let's see. Let me close this. Hit finish. And
Viva! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed? You say nay. Opposed! Opposed! The motion carries anyway.
Okay. Naughty video, right? We were really questioning and spreading conspiracy theories. Bullshit, right? We made 2 jokes. I make jokes about Biden all the time. I make jokes about Trump all the time. There was no questioning of the results of the election. The illegal ballots had to do with tellers' reports at conventions. How insane is that? If we actually were doing a conspiracy video and it got yanked, I would still think it's bullshit and that they should be filing with the FEC. But, okay, it's pretty well known YouTube doesn't allow that. And I wouldn't have done it. The Cult of RONR is a non-controversial station unless, like, you don't like dirty jokes, because we do tell a lot of dirty jokes. Unreal, right? Unfrickin' real. But I wanted to show you guys how the Cult of RONR actually had things yanked. This channel hasn't, but Cult of RONR has. And YouTube censors, if you're watching this, I do not believe there was widespread fraud in the election. I think it's nutty. I looked into the claims. There's always a tiny bit in every election, but the results are what they are. Trump got beat by Biden. Too bad, so sad, get over it. Anyway, that's it for today. Again, my Patreon link. I just gave this spiel before, so I'm like kind of tired, but let me just give it again. But this time I have to recognize my patrons. So if you would, oh, this isn't the newest one. There's a couple names missing. Crappity crap. I am sorry. I will update this, but there is at least 3 names missing from the Pinkies category. I thought I had the most recent one, but apparently I do not. And I see that I misspelled Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday. I think it's just going to officially be Wednesday. Nobody told me I misspelled Wednesday, but I'm going to have a lot of correcting to do. And as I had mentioned before, we are in, I need to change that. Look at that, the lock button. In my patron page, we are going through Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail 72 and learning an awful lot about this time period. It's a great supplement to LP Time Capsule. So again, for as little as $1 a month, you can help support my show. And I would genuinely appreciate it if you can. It does make me squee like a schoolgirl. So good night, everyone. And now I've got other work to do. It is tough. So have a good night, everyone. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Mi guapas de libertad.
You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business.